All right. Hi, miscellaneous people. All right, we're still deciding on that one, but welcome to the very first episode of MiSC Society Podcast.
We're so excited to finally launch this project, and if you're listening right now, congratulations, you're officially part of episode 1.
Which means years from now, you'll be able to say you were here from the very beginning.
Now, before we get into today's episode, we should probably introduce ourselves. My name is Tali, and I'm one of the co-presidents of MiSC.
My name is Ishdeep, and I'm also the co-president of MiSC.
And I'm Hubert, the vice president, and together we will be your hosts for the MiSC Society Podcast.
Amazing! Now, before we go any further, you might have heard this a million times, or you might be wondering, what even is MiSC?
That's right. So if you've been to any of our events, you've heard our whole introduction. But for those of you who have never heard of us, we are the Microbiology Students Club, which was founded at the University of Manitoba in 2018. And we're here to help enrich the experience of students in microbiology, genetics, biochemistry, and life sciences.
Our team plans and hosts events that help undergrads learn about exciting research opportunities, network with leaders in the field, raise funds for charity.
Cram for exams.
Yes. But we also have relaxing events where people can unwind after a stressful exam period. We're very active throughout the year, so you're always going to see one of our events just right around the corner.
But at the end of the day, MiSC is really more than just our events. We're dedicated to supporting students both academically and in developing their future careers.
And just as importantly, we're building a community that encourages curiosity and helps people connect with their peers and learn about different opportunities.
And honestly, there's just so much out there in science, especially career-wise, which a lot of students don't even know exists because we're not always exposed to those paths in classes.
So a big part of what we do is try to bridge that gap and help students explore what's actually out there.
I mean, not to brag, and I think that we might be slightly biased, but I think our events are pretty great. But today, our focus is on this podcast. The MiSC Society Podcast is all about talking about trending topics, and we're going to have exciting guest speakers that come in and talk about their field and hopefully inspire you to explore where science can take you.
That's right, so be sure to tune in every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Now, to our first segment, drumroll please. Why microbiology? So many of you are probably wondering, why do microbiology?
Okay, hold on. I think there's a very important point to make here, which I don't think many people might know. So humans have about 20,000 protein-encoding genes.
But the microbes living in and on us collectively have millions of genes.
And there are roughly as many bacterial cells as human cells in our body.
So doesn't that basically mean that you're kind of more microbial than human?
Yeah, I guess we can say that.
What we mean is that microbiology is quite a bit more relevant than people think, which brings us back to the topic of why microbiology?
So I guess we all have our reasons for why we're studying microbiology or micro-adjacent fields, since Hubert and I are both in genetics. So why did you guys decide to pick this field?
So I guess I can start with this. I didn't exactly plan on ending up in microbiology. I just kept asking why in every class until the questions got so small they needed a microscope.
Ha ha ha.
Okay, Ishdeep, that was funny. Okay.
So let me get back to it. So somewhere between being fascinated by things I couldn't really see and realizing that entire world exists on a petri dish, I kind of just, stayed. So now I spend my time thinking about bacteria like they're the main characters living in my head, rent-free, unfortunately.
I think the microbes are getting to her, Hubert.
Yeah,
No.
I read a research paper that you actually have a microbiome in your brain. So I think this speaks a lot. Or rather, the microbiome speaks a lot.
What is wrong with both of you? That's so mean.
Okay, Hubert, why did you pick genetics instead of microbiology?
All right, so disclaimer, I am a genetics major, which, fun fact, for those of you who don't know, the genetics program in U of M is actually shared between the biological sciences department and the microbiology department. So technically, I'm like half siblings to you guys.
It's the best of both worlds.
Exactly. You get to pick the best classes out of both departments. You even can pick like some chemistry and math and physics courses if you want.
Right.
But basically, my formal answer would be that I've always been fascinated by DNA and how DNA works to create the diversity of life that we see today. But my honest answer would be, I just think genetics is a cooler version of microbiology.
Oh my God.
Sorry, that was my bad. That's me taking the microbiology side forever.
Hey, this is 2 against 1 here.
Exactly.
I'm also a genetics major, and I agree with Hubert. I think that genetics is something that ties everything together: disease, evolution, how cells behave. And through DNA and regulation, I feel like it's the explanation for all other things. You know, it's the fundamental unit. And although I did enjoy microbiology, not enough for it to become my major, but
That was like a slap to my face. I thought we were friends and we could bond over this, but clearly not. But I do agree with you. I think connecting the two topics really combines what life is all about, and knowing and having knowledge through all of these degrees and having the opportunity to take various classes really helps you out and gives you knowledge about all the things that are out there.
I think they're both fields that are fairly similar enough, and there's still so much that we don't know in both, so there's so much room for us to explore.
Exactly. And you know what? Like, I think microbiology, genetics, and like biochemistry, these are like degrees that are so versatile that you can apply them to almost any situation in life sciences, in research, in policy, in health. It's just, it takes you to a lot of different places if you know where to look. Like, am I making sense? Like,
Yeah.
No, for
right,
sure.
yeah.
100%. Which I guess leads us to a really good point. Although I am microbiology and you guys are genetics, but what are some of the great courses that you have taken and you really liked? For example, Ishdeep.
So throughout my degree, I've taken a lot of interesting courses, some that stood out to me more so than others. But there's no shade here. But I think my favorite one is probably going to be MBio 4300, which was infectious diseases around the world, taught by Diana.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about Diana. How was she in that course?
You have never taken a class with Diana?
No, I have never in my life, in my academic journey, ever taken a class with Diana.
Hubert, how did you make it so far into your genetics degree without a Diana course?
Okay, disclaimer, I have taken Diana adjacent courses, as in she teaches the other section of the courses I've taken. Like, I've taken MBio 1010 and Biochemistry 1, but it was with the other instructor in both of those classes. I don't have anything against Diana. It's just the timing didn't work out for me
Oh my gosh.
at those times.
I feel like it's a fundamental unit to your degree. It builds so much character.
Also, to add one more topic for the viewers, Diana is a professor at the University of Manitoba, and she is a woman of all trades. Sorry, I'm sucking up to Diana right now, but she has taught us all so much. Well, apparently not Hubert, but...
Anyway, as I was saying, I liked infectious diseases because, again, it is a Diana course, but it connects so much to the real world. I feel like in so many of our courses, we do get caught up in like the logistics and the fundamental scientific details, the chemistry
stuff.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which is all necessary, but you also need to look at it from a bigger picture, and you need to look at it in terms of the real world, which is why that course stood out to me. And alongside that one, Bio 4650, Bio and Society, is also a great one.
I'm taking that course right now. It's with Dr. Joyce Stacy.
Yeah.
And she is the best. She's so amazing in this course. But yeah, Ishdeep, how was your experience in this course?
No, it was fantastic. I think, again, it connects so much to the real world. And I think these kinds of courses are really important to take, especially towards the end of your degree. And it kind of ties everything together for you. And you're not just leaving with like the molecular facts and basis, but an overall picture of how you can go out and apply this.
Right. So for anyone who doesn't know, Bio 4650, in this course, we really look at the intersection between science and biology and like relate related adjacent fields and how it intersects with society, such as ethical considerations. We talk about various ethical issues of various scientific advancements and how the public can perceive, mistrust, or trust science. It's a very interesting course, and I have to say that it was a very eye-opening course for me because there's a lot of issues that I've never even thought of when I was entering science. People think science is just a field where you just do the work and get the facts, right? But there's a lot of things to consider about the work that we do because it impacts real world people.
Right.
And I think a lot more scientists needs to understand that. So this course is really great for that.
And one more thing about that course, it talks about lots of controversial topics as well, but through a scientific perspective. So you feel like you're dealing with all the facts, and now, like, on a day-to-day basis, you deal with people who have these controversial claims and everything, but that course really teaches you of how to respond and think critically for yourself.
And respond empathetically.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the fundamental lessons in that course is that people respond better when you empathize with their situation. Because most of the time, people making like claims, outrageous claims, are not doing it out of malicious intent. They're doing it because they don't fully understand. And who can blame them? I mean, I've struggled with biochemistry too, so...
So would you say that's your favorite course?
I would say that's one of my top 10, top 5.
Okay.
I mean, I do like a lot of the other molecular kind of courses. I like molecular evolution. I love learning about the RNA world. I love learning about like genetics tools in, like eukaryotic cells, Western blots,
For
PCR.
example.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, Tali.
Be patient.
But... I think, because I'm an immunology girly, I love immunology. Yeah, I know.
Is that
I know.
a controversial take?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in that class, so I shouldn't say anything right now. My exam's coming up. I mean, I do enjoy that class.
Yes.
So what has been your favorite?
I must agree with you. I really like the infectious diseases around the world. I agree with everything you say that you're able to apply all these views. And for example, as somebody who is living in Canada, doesn't have an opportunity all the time to go to the African continent or the Asian continent, or even the South American, and you get to know all about the issues that they're having and kind of see what it's like in their perspective living in those countries and what they're experiencing.
It really exposes you to things that we don't think about, like living in Canada. Those aren't things we think about on a daily basis, but they're real world issues.
Exactly. And I think the main point is just because it's not on the news or the media, it doesn't mean that it's not happening.
Exactly.
And I think taking courses such as this one really exposes you to be more mindful and aware of your surroundings. Even we have a lot of people coming into this country, and you are able to relate with them and talk about the issues that they might have had. So again, gives you a really open mind. So that was my favorite, in short. All right. So now let's spice things up with a really quick game.
This game is called MiSC Match.
And we're all playing this. So we'll say a word, and you just have to say the first thing that comes to mind. So no thinking.
No explanations.
Just vibes.
All right. Ready? I'll start with the first word. Drum roll, please. Suspicious.
Among Us.
When your lab experiment works.
Oh, that's a good one. You're always suspicious.
You have to be suspicious.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, did you say Among Us?
Among Us, the game. I don't play it, but...
Okay. You don't play it?
I don't know. I think my answer will be incriminated here.
Okay, next word. Emails.
I don't read them.
Too many of them.
Hubert, we know.
I'm scared of big walls of text.
Oh my gosh.
It's intimidating.
I mean, usually I feel like when it's big blocks of text, it's usually chat GPT. Because I feel like sorry, that might be a controversial take, but I think
we can say that for another episode.
Okay. Anyways.
Okay. Next word is overrated.
Living. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Weekly lab reports.
Yeah.
Like-
why?
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like when I have a lab on Thursday, there's no need for it to be due on Saturday.
Right?
Oh, weekend deadlines?
Like, what is it
why?
all about? Am I getting paid for this? No, I'm paying you to do it.
No, literally.
Like, it's so random. Okay.
Okay, next word, coffee.
Ishdeep has an addiction with coffee.
Okay, you don't need to put that out there.
Sorry, it had
Airing
to
the
be
dirty
said.
laundry.
Answer the question.
I did.
I don't like coffee. I prefer tea. I'm sorry, that's such a controversial take.
That's crazy. I don't know if I agree with it, but sorry, levitating just keeps going in and out.
All
But
right.
wait, how
It
come,
fits in with the coffee theme.
wait, how come you don't like it?
I don't know. It just like it. I mean, it's not that I hate it. It's just like if I have the option between tea and coffee, I'll pick tea or something like.
What about matcha?
I was gonna say that matcha
Okay.
or chai. I love those like instead of coffee.
Isn't chai just tea?
Well, I'm talking about chai latte. So
Oh, well, you should have
It's
specified.
tea with milk.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like a latte?
if I order,
You're
coffee,
trying to sound fancy, Hubert.
okay, if I order coffee, I'll ask them for a latte with extra milk and less coffee.
What's the point?
What does that even mean? So you're getting milk with a side of coffee?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
All
All
right.
right.
The next word is group chat.
Take me out of them.
I was going to say chaotic.
Yeah.
I was gonna say misinformation because a lot of these people in the group chats, especially in the earlier courses group chats,
Ooh.
they like to act like they know everything and then tell the, really shady stuff.
I hate being in those course group chats. Like they will be muted from day one and
Yeah.
I will never look at them.
Yes.
But they are useful though because sometimes people do answer your question.
It's useful until it's like the day before your final exam and some random guy texts and he's like, so when is our final exam and which room is it happening?
Oh, bro, you're cooked. We're already in the room.
The exam was yesterday.
Yeah. Or like they're asking at the end of the semester what is the name of the professor and how to contact them. It's like, did you land
Where
to the
were
room
you?
yesterday? It's so odd. But yeah, I agree. I also mute them. All right. Next word is 9 to 5.
Those are 3 words.
Hey,
I don't know him. Non-existent.
I agree. It's more of like a 9 to 8 p.m. 7 to 7.
I have done 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
that's awful. Wait,
I know, it's
but I have a question. If you had the opportunity to work 9 to 5 for 5 days of the week or work like a 12-hour day but 3 days of the week and like you would get the same result in like data or whatever, which one would you choose?
I pick the 12-hour work days 3 days a week because then you get 4 days off.
I
Yeah.
do think this is realistically speaking, I would love to have more weekends, but there's just some stuff that you do in science that you can't follow a strictly weekly schedule. There are experiments where the time point ends on a
That
weekend.
is true.
So
And sometimes it's more beneficial for you to be in the lab for a couple hours each day rather than a whole 12-hour day.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a perfect world, and if
That's why I
everything worked
said the 3 days.
Then I would agree. Yeah.
I actually think about it quite often, but who made the schedule that we
Don't
go at
they
9?
do in Europe? There's places that do 4-day work weeks and then
Yes.
3-day weekends.
I want to say that's Switzerland or Sweden, but
I think so too. But we should implement that here.
yeah.
Oh.
I think that's a
You don't think so?
Oh no, I want to, but
Okay, let's get someone on the podcast and make it happen.
I think so too. I think that would make everybody's mental health a little bit better,
exactly.
maybe.
I think we would be happier as a whole.
Yeah. Well, I guess that says a lot about us.
I guess we learned some things.
And so that was MiSC. Oh, come on, guys, say it with me.
Hubert,
MiSC
stop trying to
Match.
make MiSC and Match happen. It's not
Especially
going to
in the
happen.
singing manner. That's crazy.
Okay, Regina George.
Okay,
Okay, Karen.
What's the weather outside, huh?
Well, I think it's snowy right now.
Okay, as if there's not a window next to you. Okay, all of those questions actually got me thinking of another question. if you were a piece of lab equipment, what would you be?
Ooh, I'll go first. I have thought about this quite deeply, and I have come to a conclusion that I would want to be a centrifuge because I am able to separate all the unwanted things from my life.
Okay, that's a great answer.
Are you the pellet or the super nascent?
I like to go with the pellet because it's stable.
You know, sometimes you have to discard the pellet and keep the super natant.
I don't think I ever asked, so. In my world, we always keep the pellet, so.
You're one of those people who will accidentally like put the supernate in the waste and be
I
like,
have done
oops.
that.
No,
Oopsies.
I'm actually, guys, here, wait, I've never shared this with you. But
Oh, no.
I'm really good at separating the pellet from the supernatant. Like, I will get it to, like, they will be separated to the T.
I think that's what.
That's why you're a
centrifuge is for.
All right.
I guess if I was equipment, I want to be a thermocycler. Just because
Are you obsessed with PCR?
Not at all, but you trust me to do some work, and you hope I do the work, but sometimes I take too long, and sometimes it doesn't work. So
That could relate to MiSC. No, I'm just kidding.
shady.
I was gonna say I see that. Just kidding.
All right, Ishdeep, what about you? What would you be?
I feel like this is a very generic answer, but I really want to pick a pipette.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
would pick like a
Basic.
P20.
Of course you would say that.
Okay,
P20?
if not
Okay.
what is wrong with a P20?
Nothing. Go on.
If not a P20, I would be like the little centrifuge like on the bench for the PCR tubes. It like goes a little
minifuge.
crazy sometimes and what?
A minifuge.
So are you saying you're crazy?
No, but it gets the job done.
But you did say that it goes crazy sometimes, so.
Okay, let's move on.
All right. So we have another game, which is this or that. So I guess I can start with that. Would you guys prefer no sleep or no coffee?
No coffee.
No sleep.
I have made my stance on coffee very
That's
clear.
not much different than real life.
Ishdeep, you just like you would never sleep and you just constantly be tired.
No, I feel like it's very realistic. Like I don't really sleep much, but
Oh, so are you saying you're a vampire?
anyway, moving on. Group projects or presentations for the rest of your life.
Presentation.
Presentations is 100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't even need to hear the whole sentence. The moment you say group projects or, I choose or.
So
Anything will be better.
All right. So would you only do wet lab forever or only do coding or bioinformatics forever?
Wet lab.
Wet lab.
Yeah.
I cannot code for the life of me.
Yeah. And like if you
Yeah.
do have to code, I feel like now AI can do that for you.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Now, would you rather only do PCR forever or never use PCR again in an ideal world where there is an alternative?
Never use PCR again.
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of PCR, so never do PCR again.
Oh my God, girl. I understand that. Yeah.
Okay, anyways, next one is, would you guys only ever take the 8 a.m. classes or, in the perfect world, take the 9 p.m. classes forever?
8 a.m.
I would text, hey, I'm not coming. Can you share me the notes?
Of course you would.
So you're not coming to any of them?
Nope.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, the next...
Okay, how about your experiment works perfectly once, but you can never replicate it, or it never works ever?
I would say your experiment works perfectly once, but you can never replicate it. Because
Really?
It gives
Really?
me a feeling of, like...
False hope?
No, like
hope, yeah.
proud, like I did that and I will work harder to make it even better and maybe come up with something new.
I would just say never works ever because then you know it doesn't work and you just move on.
But then you're never able to get better.
The works once and never able to replicate it reminds me of my honors project.
Oh, awkward.
Anyway, moving on.
All right, the last one will be always smell like agar or always smell like ethanol.
I pick ethanol.
Ethanol.
Why?
I mean, most perfumes smell like ethanol anyway.
That is true. And I feel like you'll smell like you just got sprayed with something, but at least it'll be cleaner. Agar doesn't really smell the greatest, in my opinion.
Okay, this might be a little bit of a hot take, but like when the agar was freshly heated and you have to pour the plate, it kind of does smell a little bit good, no? Yes, no?
I think that's just you.
Wait, why?
I don't think I've ever found the smell of agar appealing.
Okay. Well, all right. So I think that brings us to the end.
All right. So, contamination alert. Our microbe of the week is... Can I get a drum roll?
This week's microbe is Clostridium botulinum.
Ooh.
Wow.
Do you have any special fun facts about it?
So it's known to produce the most potent toxins known to science.
Like extremely small amounts can cause paralysis.
But here's the twist.
It's also used in Botox.
Oh, so the same toxin that caused paralysis
Is also used for cosmetic treatments.
Science is kind of wild, let me tell you that.
It is, yeah. All right, so it looks like we are nearing the end of our episode. So we have just a few quick announcements about our upcoming events. We have our grad student live panel coming up next week, where you get to hear firsthand from real grad students and get to ask all your burning questions about what graduate school is really like.
MiSC is also having another fundraiser this semester, so we're going to be having a bake sale and ice cream sale on March 30th and 31st. This time we're raising money for the Ronald McDonald Charity House, so be sure to stop by, treat yourself without feeling guilty, because it's for a great cause.
We also have our final microbiology study night coming up to help you prep for your final exams. And on top of all of this, we will be coming out with more info for executive recruitment for the next school year. So make sure to follow us at misc.uofm on Instagram to stay updated.
Also, be sure to check out our website, ummisc.com, to learn more. And this is where you'll find all of our podcast episodes in the future, so in case you missed it live, you can always tune in there.
All right, that's all we have for you today. Thanks so much for tuning in with us for our very first MiSC Society Podcast episode.
We will see you all next week, and remember to stay curious,
Stay connected,
And stay cultured.